Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Knowledge and Relationships Toxic Tuesdays, home of the toxicity. If you are here right now with some of the people that's already in the chat, like Lola and Want Your Watch, then you're just toxic, man. And you need to get serious help, consultation.
Y'all ain't shit.
What's up, Dirk? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. Yeah, you got definitely zoom out on that shit. You got me looking like the baby brother and stuff. I think you trying to sun me, man. That's what you doing.
No, man.
Like, man, he's like, man, let me make him look all large so I could display my authority on this shit. This is symbolic, man. That's what you doing.
You know, so shout out to the Apple videos, man. They could never get it right here with the camera system.
Yeah, they got you larger than life over there, man.
For real, man. You know?
I might have to zoom my shit in.
I might have to get like an external camera, man, so I can tone that shit down. Like, you know, get like a 24 millimeter or something. This shit got me like on portrait high definition mode or shit.
Well, that's your camera phone.
No, that's just the what's attached like to my laptop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's definitely a good camera though. So shout out to them, man. They like, look, we zooming in on you, goddammit.
Right. Hey, I guess if they need to identify me with the FBI eyes or whatever, you know what I mean? Which I have like no warrants or anything like that, you know. I guess
so they say.
Y'all.
That's where every criminal starts their first statement off, like, hey man, I ain't got no warrants, I ain't got this, I ain't got that. Then when you like pan the camera some other way, they're like, oh shit, I hope they believe that. But
Let's go ahead and do what I need to do first, right? You know, I gotta make sure that before everyone gets offended already, right? Because you know we live in a systematic society. We gotta make sure that we please be advised to you guys that the things we discuss are not political, clinical, financial, medical, nor legal advice. This for information and entertainment purposes only. Okay, so I need you guys to smash that like button because we provide you some entertainment. And also, please be advised that the opinions and the panelists and the guests and in the chat as well too are not necessarily the viewpoints of knowledge and relationships.
Oh man, put that disclaimer early.
Right, you know what I mean? All right, that's just I got that shit out the way. And shout out to YouTube now because I think now like YouTube has made a way for people like to curse like I guess like in the beginning of the video.
Okay.
Curse for like 8 seconds. You gotta be like goddamn none. So now it's like, hey, fuck it, you know?
Nah, that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's what was the topic today, man? What was the
the topic down below in the ticker symbol says 6-man rotation and casual sex. And I guess women are promoting a 304 culture. Culture. So here we got this podcast. It's called the Decisions Pod. It's run by this lady with the curly hair. I think her name is like Shan or something.
Yeah, Shan Bodie.
Yeah, Shan Booty or something like that.
She's like a sex expert, something like that, like a sex expert. So she got a weird relationship type thing. I think, well, it seems like her and her man, whatever, have open relationship. So yeah, on this clip, I kind of give some background. You know, they're all talking about like casual sex. And then, you know, they start getting into the world like, oh, you could piece together a guy. You know, you take a little bit from this guy. One guy would be your cuddle guy. One guy's pounding it out. One guy I hang out with. One I might be walking his dog. So to be frank, man, it's just some high level hoe shit. But, you know, I guess it's like therapy session now. Like when they be like therapy. So really that's what it is. But the conversation, I'm just like, damn. You know, back in the day, man, like I said, we always had to kind of assume what people thought because we didn't hear it out in public. But it's like, man, you mic up some people nowadays, they kind of, you know, putting the information out by themselves. So it's just like, man, you know, they can't be like, well, the guys, you know, promote us this way. It's like, hell nah, like, ain't no guy The dude in the background, he out up in there chilling in this interview. They just freely talk about getting ran through and shit. So yeah, we just gotta jump into the video. You'll see.
All right.
Ruthless said, "You sound like a lawyer up there."
Hey, I just have a way to talk my way out of certain situations, you know, and situationships. But shout out to Ruthless Truth. Yeah, I finally put on my grown man shirt on, you know, my dad shirt. I didn't have time to like look for my little bird shirts this time, so I was like in a rush of things. But yeah, man, we're gonna go ahead and play this out. And just to do like a quick sound check, the music is not too loud in the background.
I will turn it down a little bit. It is a little loud.
Okay, my bad, y'all.
But shout out to Ruthless. He was promoting Stepdaddies the other day, man. I had to go rock out with him.
Oh, Ruthless was promoting Stepdaddy season?
Yeah, he was promoting it. I was about to report his channel after I got off the live.
Oh shit. Ruthless Stepdaddy. All right. Let's go ahead. We're gonna play this. And we're more fixated on the woman to the left, right?
Nah, it's all of them saying some weird shit. It's like three of them. The one where she's gonna have like green braids. I think she was kind of in the car. She really didn't say nothing. I think she was just overwhelmed with the whole shit, where she was just like, I can't believe I'm got myself in this mix. What's my mama and them gonna say about this? So she was kind of quiet, like, so you'll see when we play the video. But yeah, the one like you pointed to, she's talking a lot. The one with the blonde hair, because I think they got a podcast together. I think the name of the old podcast was like Horrible Decisions. It was like spelled horror and then horrible. So yeah, they talked about like that type of shit anyways. And then the one Shan Bodie, whatever Booty, she was the one. She's like a sex expert. So it's mainly those three.
You know, like on a regular, you know, also Shan Bodie or whatever, right? We'll call Shan Bodie or whatever, right? Because you know she's married, right? But I think the guy is younger than her.
Yeah, it's a younger dude because she got an open relationship. So I mean, my man is simp. You know, we got to keep it a buck. Yeah, and you kind of hear like how she talks about the relationship. Like my man definitely on some submissive type shit. He definitely submitted in that one. So
yeah, she probably groomed him, but yeah.
Damn, you said groomed.
All right, let's go ahead and play it.
Anything we desire with just accepting the fate as it comes.
Shan, can I ask you that question? Like in having these conversations, because same, I now like intimacy, but I like, you know, having experienced intimacy in my last relationship, when I got out, going and having sex casually seemed empty. Mm-hmm. Seemed like, what am I doing? Like, this doesn't feel good now. Like, I thought I was liberated. I'm having sex with the person I want to have sex with, but now at the end of it, it's empty because the person leaves right after. Maybe we're not cuddling. It's just that. It's just a transactional thing. However, I would like someone casual, or did like what someone casual at the time. How do you differentiate or tell women that they could have these non-committal, friends with benefits situations with men while also wanting the feelings of being cared for, like if they were their partner?
Hold on, hit pause real quick.
This episode is sponsored by me because why not?
Oh, yeah, so you could jump to that, I think it was 24:34 while we break it down a little bit. But see, just even in that segment, you see where she was like, you know, how I have the cuddling, all the affection, but not being in a committed relationship. So she was wordsmithing a lot of stuff, but also she was like, man, she was feeling that emptiness getting ran through and shit. So I'm just like, damn. Y'all openly talking about this shit? This shit sound depressing. This shit make me want to go get a cat. and some Xanax.
Oh damn. No,
but just think, like, this is gonna be the person, man, after operating like this. Mm-hmm. That's gonna be like, all right, man, that's gonna come to the person that they want to settle down to and be like, hey man, I got all these standards for you now. like wipe me up. But you know, that's what I'm saying. It's like, man, people would carry themselves like this and they be wondering why, like they struggle. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying it's a lot of times we always hear like, man, it's men's fault for this, but it's just like, nah, man, it's just the way you operate, man, that you're getting bad results and shit. And you can't be mad at like men at this point. Y'all gotta have some self-reflection and be like, you know what, man, maybe we don't maneuver the best. We gotta take this L in life.
Yeah. Yeah, what I was gonna say was like, man, like, yeah, guy, man, he hasn't built these women like, how he used to, man. They're definitely built different. Like it's weird, man, because like I'll say like maybe like 20 years ago, this would have been like hella shameful, like to really talk about, especially like on a podcast. Like imagine like back then, like how women would probably be judged by other women and talked down to for like being open about like their promiscuity. And then it's like now these days it's like women they don't care. They're promoting like the 304 movement. They think that it's cute. And like you said before, like they're living in a life where it's like it's unfulfilled. But yet you still don't really want to be in a serious relationship. So it's hard for me to even have compassion and even take them seriously, like when they talk. It's almost
my bad. Go ahead.
No, I was like, it was almost like a contradiction because of like to her feelings, because like she felt in a certain type of way, but she still wants to have her cake and ice cream and still be able to eat it as well too, and still be in control.
Yeah, I think what's happening, man, because I think, man, they getting older. So it's just like, man, like she was like, man, it's feeling empty now. I'm doing all this stuff. But see, that's the flip side of it. It's like, man, if you put yourself and you operate a certain way, man, it's like, man, you just can't reverse shit. Especially like if you say you live in the same area, people, because, that's why I had to tell a few females. I'm like, man, a lot of dudes gossip. So, the locker room talk, them dudes be like, hey, man, homegirl over there, she kind of easy. When word starts getting out, men might start flocking over there, but they flocking for the wrong reasons. They looking for the easy thing, and they up out of there. So like when she was mentioning that, she was like, they'll pound it out and get up out of there. So that's what's happening and stuff. So yeah, it's just when you operate bad, man, it's kind of sad sometimes, because it's like that's the messaging that's getting out, and that's why people are kind of hitting them DMs and shit, but they ain't coming to lock it down. So I think that's what they're experiencing. And then it's just like, man, when you start getting older, man, you kind of want to grow out of that phase and shit, but the streets trap you in. Them streets is like, no, don't go, stay with us. Yeah, they holding on.
The funny thing is that like ultimately in the end, it's still going to have like options, right? But it's only going to be two options. They could still continue the promiscuity, right? Until to the point where none of like the elite type of men, or I guess high value men, will want them. Or they could finally be ready to settle down, start a family, because there's a guy that's out there waiting right now to do everything in his power that he can, right? To give her everything in the world just to be with her because of her looks.
Yeah, because they like y'all said, man, they could find somebody. But see, that's that purgatory they trapped themselves into. Because it's just like, man, once, they want a prototype of a guy. So it's like what they're kind of mentioning now is like, man, I'm not getting the fulfillment from just one guy. So, I got to start trying to seek, I got to have these multiple relationships to get that fulfillment. But that is racking up numbers and stuff, and then that's just making them even more bitter, because it's just like, when they start messing with more guys, they're like, damn, why can't I find that one that got his shit together? Why am I getting rejected? And then, like you said, the guys that probably have their shit together that they might be interested in is not going to come near that, because, like I said, he might be hearing what's going on behind the scenes, like, oh shit, little Tony done smashed that. I can't go behind that nigga. Because that's the locker room talk. So he's just like avoiding that altogether. So, they be like, damn, I'm getting rejected now. Because, guys, typically they get rejected early in life. And I think females, they start experiencing the rejection, later in life. And, they just never been prepped for that. Because, we get it early. We're like, school dances, you walking up to somebody, you asking them out, they're like, oh, hell nah. So you're like, oh, fuck. You got to deal with that early. But see, now they're kind of getting the rejection. later in life, and that's why they confused. They like, oh man, what the hell's going on? This dude just pulled his pants up and got about the crib. Like, damn, it's like that. You ain't gonna hug me and watch some Netflix? And they're like, look, I got a dip. So,
but see, ultimately, the man that they're gonna want I'm selling for, it's not gonna be like someone that is like that's even like a high potential earner. He may have a good heart at this point, but it's gonna be like really like a build 'em up type of man or a broke dude. You know what I mean?
That nigga gonna work at Baskin Robbins, and he gonna have a GED. So here it go. They be like, man, I want an 8 and a 7. They'll like hold off. Be like, oh no, I don't settle. I don't. They gotta be in this range. They gotta have all this stuff. But I'm telling you, man, when them years they start going by and the reality finally sets in around it, what they kind of experiencing now, I'm telling you, 4s and 5s, they be like, hey, please holler at me. That's where they start. That's where they be seeking, boy. So yeah, like you said, them preferences definitely drop. Because I know a couple people, man. I'm telling you, at work, when I first met them about 10 years ago, they all these demands. Now they like, look, if he's nice, he got a pulse, I'm good. So yeah, that's how it typically plays out. But yeah, they definitely gonna settle. But see, the thing with a lot of them, when they feel like they settle, that's when they treat that guy like shit. Because in their mind, they still want that prototype. They still got that locked in their mind. So that dude that they settle for, they treat him like dirt,
Right.
All right, we can jump back in the video.
All right, for sure.
Do you differentiate or tell women that they could have these non-committal, friends with benefits situations with men while also wanting the feelings of being cared for, like if they were their partner?
I loved what you said so much about accepting your fate, because
okay.
when you just know in your heart, and most people can know this, 80% of people will find
Hold on,
a
hit pause real
long-term
quick.
partner by 40. I can't promise.
See, that's the
you
girl
that
right there I was
80%.
talking about. The one sitting right beside her with the like green little strands and stuff. She don't say shit. She's like, I want no parts of this conversation. But you kind of, did you catch the terminology they use right now? Accepting your fate. So that's kind of what you were talking about, M3, where it's just like they saying accepting your fate, but it's just like reality's hitting. So that's that adjustment that they got to do mentally, where it's just like, all right, I'm not getting what I want. I'm not having good results. I gotta switch my line of thinking. But see, like what they're talking about now is just like kind of doing this Build-A-Bear guy, piecing them together, doing these off the wall relationships. So I think that's where she's gonna start breaking it down right here.
Okay. All right, let's go ahead and continue.
The people are going to get a house, are going to have their dream job. I can't make that kind of promise. You're going to live in the best city. But that is a stat that only exists for this space. So you can almost move like it's going to happen. Okay. But you also have no control over when you meet that person. What you do
Hold on, hit pause real
over,
quick. I forgot to catch that stat.
Mm-hmm.
So 100, I think, I don't know where she got that stat from, but 80% that most people will find somebody. I think it's somewhat true. Because I think so I heard somebody talk about it. I had to look it up, where there was like people over like 55 or something. The STD rates is spiking like crazy. So yeah, they definitely find the people later in life. And I think they become a little bit more realistic, where it's just like, all right, man, I've been doing my stuff the wrong way. I've been getting good results. And I think people just get more realistic, especially when you start hitting like 50s and shit. So yeah, I think that's why that would hold some truth, that stat. But yeah, I don't know where the hell she got it from. We definitely got to dig into that one. But all right, we can jump back into it. Yeah, I just want to catch that stat real quick.
Okay, no problem.
Like being in a space where you are light, where you feel liquid, where you don't feel needy because you have opportunities around you. I would say, and I did this when I had a fuck buddy, which Jared is my fuck buddy, which is the worst plot twist. I know, it's so boring.
Now look what you turned into.
Such a good fuck buddy relationship because...
Wait, I'm sorry. I gotta pause it real quick. Because Jeremy's supposed to be her husband. So her fuck buddy's her husband?
Yeah, she was trying to be cute. Like, okay, we started off with fuck buddies, and she's gonna kind of start breaking down her relationship dynamics.
Yeah.
But the reality, that was the dude that stuck around and let her tolerated the bullshit, honestly. Because, like I said, she's like into the open relationship. She does what she wants to, and like she'll hook up with people and stuff like that. So, come on, man, what type of guy could tolerate that shit? So Jared was the dude that stuck around. So she's smart enough to be like, okay, let me try to put him in a masculine state. Like, oh, he was my fuck buddy. He was the one, that I chose and stuff. No, Jared just tolerated all that bullshit.
Yeah, now they have a kid together.
Yeah. Jared's stuck now.
Right. Got locked in. All right, let's see. Let's go.
As I had Jared as a fuck buddy. I had a cuddle buddy who I would go and sleep over with afterwards because that's
not what y'all had.
No, but the other guy, I would go over there. We never had sex, but I would walk his dog.
He had to be smaller.
We would be
attracted.
He was so fine. He was a model. He wasn't what Jared had sexually sauce-wise and skill-wise.
The skill? He's smiling on that.
This other dude was stunning and gorgeous. I loved being around him. I liked his energy. I just didn't think we would have great sex. But I knew I liked being around somebody really attractive, and he was fun. You can have 6 people that make up one and keep your heart open and knowing that when you find the one, you're going to know.
And you don't have to sleep with all 6. That's another thing about dating. Like when you share, I'm talking to 6 guys, doesn't mean I'm having sex with all.
All right. So M3, do you believe that Jared was the fuck buddy, the guy that she was just like, oh no, he was fine. I just loved his energy and I just didn't think we would have sex. Okay, that was another guy. Then the one guy, she's just like walking his dog. That guy. Then there was the cuddle buddy. So she was like, oh, I'll have sex with Jared and then I'll just go and cuddle with this guy and we and him never had sex. Do you believe this shit?
No, I believe it's definitely cap on that. But then, however, I will say like this though, right? There are women that actually have a certain rotation, but they'll put you in the category where it's like, hey, he's fine. So I just want to just be around with him, right? Just so his presence could validate me. But I will never touch him. You know what I mean? And then you have the other guy that you'll have sex with him, but you won't really be seen with him. You know what I mean? Because there's something about the guy's, character or whatever that's going to probably be off-putting. And you can't really show off to your girlfriends like that. And then there's going to be that one guy that's like, all right, I had all my sex or whatever, or maybe you're somewhat kind of balanced, but I'll settle for you because you probably have resources that's going to elevate me in the long run. So, for her, she seemed like she's the type of person that has sex with all. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what.
So I don't buy that shit at all. Just personally for her. You know what I mean? Like in the way how she's telling the story, and she's probably telling in a way so she could still big up her husband and not make him feel small. But you could tell that Jeremy was, and he's not a bad looking guy, don't get me wrong, but she knew ultimately at the end, like, okay, that other dude wasn't going to be present in her life for a long term. And that's why she had to say the way how she had to say it. Like she's rejecting him. Oh, he said, well, I feel like our sex is not going to be good. You can't feel anything until you actually tried it, or like she shows you something, and maybe his junk is like as small as I don't know, as Trump's finger or whatever. So unless he's packing with the mini sausage or whatever, and then you can visualize that, then I can understand where she's coming from. But if you haven't had sex at all, no intimacy, you haven't seen his package or whatever, you can't just say like, oh, I can't do it because I feel like our sex is gonna be trash. No, you just bullshit.
Yeah, I think the way she told the story, it's like I get, like you said, I understand she had to big up her man now. But I mean, the fact that you're even telling this story, you know, just puts them in a bad state anyway. So I know that they're open and shit, but you know, this is one of the things. Some things are left better unsaid. You know what I'm saying? Because even if you try to like big them up in the story, it still puts them in a submissive state, regardless. But I mean, the attractive guy that she was mentioning, I mean, she was too glowing when she mentioned that about that guy. So, like you said, I think there was some factor where he definitely hit. But you know, she put it, she phrased it where it's like, nah. You know, we just didn't do that. I thought the sex would be bad. Like you said, it's like almost like I gotta kind of take a swipe. That's why I didn't go that route. But it's like, nah, he definitely hit. You know, the cuddle guy, you're not gonna just go have some sex with somebody and then go cuddle with somebody and he ain't smashing. Stop playing. Then you out here walking people's dogs and stuff. You doing chores for somebody. Come on, man. Like, because, you know, typically if a guy's in the friend zone, like you was mentioning, like if he's buying, you know, the dinners and he might not be getting anything, you know, that guy's coming in there with a mindset of like pedestalizing and, you know, he sees himself, he got no confidence. But if a female's doing stuff for a guy, that means there's a level of like, okay, I kind of like this guy and I'm doing stuff. He's smashing, you know what I'm saying? Because typically the guys ain't getting no, you know, like dinners or somebody doing acts for them in those cases. If, you know, she wasn't kind of doing those stuff, you know, they be in a more or less the friend zone. So yeah, the way she is described, it don't make no sense. She definitely smashing all of them. But my man looking like the ultimate sucker. And plus, you know, if he was the fuck buddy and he was like handling his needs and she really liked him, man, typically all other guys are blind to a female if she's really into you. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you knocking it down. She's like, I ain't got no need to try to cuddle with nobody else and do all this other bullshit. Cause you know, the dude, Jared, I mean, he had kids with her and married, they got married or something like that. So obviously he was like willing to cuddle with her, endure all that embarrassment and still stay with her. So he had a little bit of all those qualities. Like she was just like, oh, energy, cuddling. You know, he obviously, if you put a baby on her, you know, he's willing to do all that stuff and stick around and be in the same room while she's telling these I'm a sucker stories. So that's what I'm saying. He just wasn't, that's the settle guy. The one she's with now, she settled for that cat. So 100's right.
Yeah, and Rufus says, yeah,
go ahead, drop the link. I gotta hear what his take on this.
What's that again?
I said, go ahead, drop the link. See what I gotta hear. Ruthless is. You know, while we play something, it's gonna take him a minute to come up, but we play some more of the video. But drop the link for Ruthless.
Oh, Rufus be coming as fast as lightning though. He ready.
Oh, okay, yeah, just shoot. Just let him come up. I gotta hear his point.
He says like, well, women like their freedom to manipulate.
Oh, okay, I can agree with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna also pin them. Shoot, I'm gonna pin a link to the
But
top.
I don't think Jared's he's being manipulated, because I mean he right in that room just like hearing this shit. So
Yeah,
I kind of agree with 100. He's trying to play the slow game.
yeah, it's definitely not manipulation, man. It's just that like he chose to be a lick, you know, and you know, and now he understands his role perfectly. Okay, let me.
Could you ever be in a situation like that?
Say again?
I said, could you ever be in a situation like that? Like, say, like how she's out here, she got her little podcast, and your girl was out here. She was like, "Look, man, I got my other guys. I'm walking this guy's dog. You know, I'm cuddling with them. You know, you'll be the fuck guy, but I got all these other people for all these other needs. If a female came to you like that, could you be in that situation?"
No, and that's the problem. I can't even find myself in that situation because like it is some things I won't even tolerate. Two things I want to tolerate. I want to tolerate like a woman bad mouth my name on social media. You know what I mean? That happened before or whatever, and I'll be quick to shut that shit down. And then two, because I said that's number one. Two, you know how like, you know, some of these women they have like their celebrity crushes, and you know, you be on the live and the celebrity comes, and you know, now the one like trying like to like, you know, be on like his shit and shit, like in front of you. So those are the two things I wouldn't even tolerate: being embarrassed like on camera and being embarrassed on social media.
You said you ain't taking a chick to a Chris Brown concert, huh?
Hell. I mean, look, I wouldn't mind going to like concerts like that, but I'm like, look, like if you're gonna embarrass me like that, and then like you caught me on like on camera, but you're gonna catch me as a guy that's gonna be walking out, so you could already have the headlines because you already made me look like a fool already. So I'm not gonna just take that to the chin and be like, yeah, good games, bro. You know what I mean? Nah.
You better than me. I'm going to a Taylor Swift concert. My girl want to go to a concert. We going to Taylor Swift. But what's good, 100? What's good, Ruthless?
See, in that particular situation, have fun. Like if I take her to a Chris Brown concert and she gonna disrespect me in my face and on camera and all of that, have fun. Because guess what? You know how greasy these women is. As soon as they find out you did me like that, it's gonna be my DMs is gonna be crazy. Why she do you like that? I would never do you like that. You need somebody. Yeah. Go ahead, have fun. Because in her mind, she's gonna think like, oh, I broke his heart. He's gonna be sad and heartbroken and down. No, bitch, it's pussy lined up behind your dumb shit.
So 100 said he gonna play that victim card. That's what I'm talking about.
So let me ask 100 Watts a question, right? And salute to you, 100 Watts and Rufus Truth. I know that's what never happened to you guys or whatever, without a shadow of a doubt. But to role play, if you were in that situation where you're at a concert, you're a woman's like celebrity crush king, he tells her to get up or whatever, and now she's kissing on his cheek, but the camera's pan on you, like to like see your reaction. How will you like navigate and maneuver around so you don't further embarrass yourself?
I stay in my chair, I sip my drink, and I enjoy the rest of the night. When we take that ride home, it's gonna be a nice, quiet ride home. As soon as we get in the house, you pack your shit and take your ass on. Enjoy yourself, have fun. I hope you enjoy every moment of that bullshit that you did, because you're gonna think about every moment of it on the ride back, and you're gonna think about every moment of it when you pack your shit to get the fuck out my house.
And this is the greatest delusion in mankind.
Oh, and you call it a delusion if you want to, because the reaction you not gonna get out of me is me trying to fight the nigga that got the microphone in his hand. I'm not about to argue with her in the middle of the concert, and then getting up and storming out. Looked like Red when he got punched when he got his chain snatched by Debo. Now he's crying on the way to the car.
Hold on, real quick. Let me just answer it real quick before y'all jump into it. I agree with 100. I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna chill. But if they put the camera on me, like you said, M3. I'm like, oh, that's my cousin. That's my cousin right there. Then when the camera go back on her kissing on that, I'm gonna be on Asian people meet, Jewish singles. I'm gonna be setting up my profiles. What was you about to say, Ruthless? I'll turn it back to you.
So, and I kind of think the same judgment that men give women of their delusion, men are delusional too, right? So the question is, do people really want to know the truth? We all unanimously understand that women, they don't like to hear the truth, right? And I used to kind of side with the men, like, okay, we can deal with it, but the more I listen, right, we don't like the truth either.
So what truth do we don't like?
That, well, we understand, right, that when you're in a relationship, you're fighting, you're putting on a show, right? You really don't want to. How I want to say it, it's an illusion that we put up for each other, right? Like, for example, you're married. You might want to fuck Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, and some more shit, but you're not gonna tell your wife that, right? Because you know what I mean. You're just not gonna tell her that, right? You just because you have to put on the down husband, a good husband, right? And then in her mind, she might want to fuck your best friend. She might want to fuck your best friend. She might want to fuck Ralph Tresvant. She might want to fuck some rapper, but she's not gonna tell you that, right? She's gonna put on a good rifle. Oh, baby, I would never do that, right? We love that. We love being lied to. Women, listen, they go back to the Maury Povich show, right? You're Not the Father show, right? Because niggas is because it was looking like, oh, I thought it was mine, but 2, 3, 5 years passed. The kids don't look like, well, why that kid don't look like the rest of my kids? Right? It took him 5 years that delusion started becoming a reality that this child is not yours. And then you go and Maury, and then he confirms it. My point is this, right? And I'm not saying I understand pride and ego is a very powerful method, right? But if you can't handle the truth of the way your wife is, and vice versa, right? Then you got to die alone.
I think you're mistaken truth versus respect, because I get what you're saying, man. You could still see like attraction and be like, man, that's an attractive person, but when you in a good situation, man, you don't cross over boundaries. So I think that's where a lot of people reside. They ain't gonna think about it that way, because it's just like, hey, I'm here, I'm not gonna cross that boundary. You know what I'm saying?
Is it disrespectful for me to want to fuck me and my wife at the concert? Let's say we're at a Rihanna concert. Is it disrespectful if Rihanna calls me on stage and I grab her booty and kiss her dead in her mouth? Would that be disrespectful?
Hell yeah, that'd be disrespectful.
Or would that be me being true to who I am?
Nah, that'd be disrespectful.
That's a question. So now, let's look at that for a minute, right? This is why we can't handle the truth. We live in this illusion that, the woman I'm with better not ever do nothing like that. And because she's different. She loves me more than anything in this world. And the only way she can prove that love is to deny the true things that go in herself, to not be herself. But then we want to turn around and say, I don't want to be deceived. I don't like nobody lying to me. But truth be told, we're just like the women. We like being lied to too. And that's the reality of it. I know Run Hodge don't agree. I'm coming with Running Rocks. I'm just giving you a snapshot picture, right? That us men, we don't understand the macho-ness, I'm him, I'm that nigga, right? I understand that. I've been that dude. I've been in that position, right? But what I did come to the conclusion later in my life right now is that, you know what? Am I really, I don't want my woman to tell me she's a 304. Or she, this might be who she really is though. But so then now I'm forcing her to be with me by lying. Tell a lie, baby. Tell a lie.
All right, fam. All right,
this nigga a whole feminist now.
This international flight you on, you're killing me.
So Ray, real quick, right? Rufus, what you was telling us, right? Kind of reminds us of the song. Remember how the song goes like, I don't want to know if you're playing me.
Mario Winans.
Right. Not because you couldn't handle the truth. Look, the fact that this.
Hold on. Let 100 rebuttal you.
All right, look, big dog. So number one, where I come from a different place, I was him. That wasn't me. I had to grow into that. I didn't go into high school thinking I was that nigga. I had to grow into that, like into being an adult. So that wasn't something that I had to deal with. You went into this whole soliloquy about having a baby and 5 years old and like being lied to. No, cuz those two things, like being lied to and finding out later that you were lied to about your child, that's not no.
No, I'm not saying like it. What I'm saying is this is what I'm saying. Let me give it to you better. What I'm saying is, it's not that we like being lied to, truthfully, but then at the same time we don't like being told the truth.
Okay, no. So here's
last question. I'm gonna give right to you. I'm gonna give right to you right now. I'm gonna give right back to you. I'm fast to you. First day, right? We go out to Applebee's, right? We poor, right? I ain't going all the way up there. We go to Applebee's. That's big at that time, right? And you're doing dinner.
Hold on. Applebee's is a 5-star restaurant. Knock it off.
Yeah, it is.
I still go.
I'm just clowning, right? But she tells you. You ask her a question, right? 100. You say, look, I just want to know. I just want you to be transparent with me. I don't like to be lied to. My last ex lied to me. Blah 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 blah. And then she comes on the very next sentence and say, I like getting fucked by multiple guys, but I really love you. Are you gonna assess and keep her and say, okay, I have to live with that? Or are you gonna continue the meal and then that client ride home, you're gonna drop her off and block her and never see again?
Fam, a bitch telling me that on the first date is definitely getting dropped off at home. What are you talking about?
That's my point. That's my thank you.
Look,
Thank you.
See,
Thank
you're making a false parallel, big dog. Just because you told me the truth doesn't mean I have to accept it. If you lie to me, that's worse than you telling me the truth. Because if you tell me that you like being fucked by multiple guys, but you love me, you know what? I fuck with you. You cool peoples. I might be able to have like this friend with benefits type of thing going on. Matter of fact, when I see you in the street, I might not spit at your feet when I see you in the street because you kept it a bean. But if you lie, now every time I see you, I might whisper in the ear of the nigga that you with and tell him that you a greasy bitch.
So now, 100. So no, but see, I'm not saying you don't have a right to think like that. That's not my argument. My argument is this. My argument is this, right? My argument is this. You just tell you made my point. You can't handle the truth.
Ruthless. You're not even listening to me. Let me make my point and then you can rebut. This is where you and I disconnect. I don't like being lied to, but I am okay with taking a woman at her word. If a woman looks at me in my face and says something, I'm willing to take her at her word until I have reason to believe otherwise. It's not that I like being lied to, but I'm not going to call this woman a liar because the last woman I dealt with was a liar. Until this woman gives me reason to believe that she's a liar, I'm going to take her at her word.
No. Yeah, I'm not making that argument. What I'm saying is this. You would rather her say, when you ask her, about herself, you'd rather her say, oh, I'm a one-man woman, and I'm only, no, let me finish. I'm going to only be with you. I really think you make me happy. But internally, she knows after you drop her off, she's probably going to have 2 or 3 guys run through her, right? But you rather not keep it on the low because my heart, right? So that song fits you, right? Because you just said to us right now, if she was truthful to you, and she's been very genuine about it, in something that you probably are against, right? Then you make my point, then say that you can't handle the truth. You don't want the truth because the truth to you hurts your ego more than it hurts, your I would say she still looks good, she's still likable. So now because she told you the truth, right? You're telling me you'd rather have a woman that'll deceive you and you find out 6 years later that she's a hoe than a woman tell you straight up that she's a hoe.
Hey, before you guys go back and forth, Rufus, I gotta ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
Everything that you're saying right now that you're claiming as far as men can't, handle the truth and take it, right. Is this like a reflection from you? Like, so basically, are you saying that the women that you're surrounded by, right, would you prefer that woman to lie to you rather than to be honest to you?
That's a great question.
I'd rather her tell me I got a rotation, I'm getting all of them running up in me, and then if we're vibing, and because we're not yet in a relationship, but we're moving towards that. And if she tells me that up front, that is very valuable to me.
So are you gonna stick around and keep pursuing her?
If she, well, then I would have to see, right? I will probably keep her around for a little bit. I'm gonna keep smashing, and then I will look at our psychological impact.
Start talking about the delusion of dating. Didn't he start by talking about the delusion?
Hold on. I got one follow up. Ruthless, would you kiss her?
Ooh. Hell yeah.
Yo, what?
Damn right. What's wrong? I mean, she brush her teeth and mouthwash, that shit gone. It ain't like that shit just stays. When you kiss somebody else and you brush your teeth and floss, and that shit gone, nigga. It don't stay in your mouth, nigga.
You know why? You know why that's not true? You know why that's not true? Because because a lot of jobs are doing mouth swab drug tests. Cause weed stays in your mouth for 24 hours. You think nut not gonna stay in her mouth for a day?
Who said it was that? Who said it was that? Who you know she's swallowing? How you know?
Oh my God!
So you add stuff in there. You add stuff in there. All I'm saying is this, and I'm gonna make this brief. I'm being hyperbolic. I'm being extreme. You gotta follow me. You gotta follow me, right?
Hold on, Ruthless. One more question, because I want to go back to that Rihanna scenario that you gave us, where you was asking us like, if Rihanna was up there, and you grabbed her butt, and you came back down to your girl, would you expect her to be all right with that?
Yeah, motherfucking yeah. Because I'm a motherfucking G.
Okay.
But all my point is this, right? And I'm not trying to say, go against you guys. I know that you guys aren't going to do this, right? My point is, we're delusional. We seem to think that women are perfect, and that the woman that we like is, hey, no way she could be a 3 or 4. Oh, I choose correctly. I do all these things. I've been to all this. You know, she got a 2-parent household. She got all this shit, right? And this we're already building this up before we even get to know her fully, right? But if she comes out and says the truth of who she truly is, you then run away and go find another chick who's not perfect, who's gonna lie to you, who's gonna deceive you, who's gonna take it. Look, these married men are getting crushed left and right. I'm sorry. These niggas in relationships get crushed left and right. Finding out that girls later on in a relationship are 304s, having work husbands, having all this shit going on in these relationships. We're coming to find out on YouTube that women cheat more than men, or just as much. They're just slicker about it. So we really don't want to. We really don't want to look at that and say, you know what? We were delusional to think that my woman was going to work every day and minding her business and just doing her job and coming home to me and kissing me in the mouth and sucking me up, not knowing that she's getting her back blown out behind the counter at the post office, right? So we as men, we're just like the women, right? The women the same way, right? They're delusional. They think that 6 foot, 6 figures, all this shit, right? So we have no right to judge them because we do the same shit. We're sitting here in an imperfect world where nobody's perfect. Everybody has skeletons in their closet, and we're saying you don't have skeletons in your closet because I think you're a bad bitch. I like your personality. So don't tell me the truth. Tell me a lie. I only had one body in 15 years.
This motherfucker's stretching.
Yeah. One thing I like about you, right? The way how you respond, you like to tiptoe, you like to dance around to the point, right? And I get it, right? You know, you have a good exit strategy, right? Not to put yourself in the hot seat. So kudos to you on that one, right? But let me tell you this, right? I know a lot of stuff is, actually no, I really believe you're telling the truth though, right? As far as for Drake's last question, right?
What if he went on that stage?
Huh?
No, because I forgot how exactly he phrased it, but
yeah,
she gonna be upset if he did that.
He said if you grab her by the ass and suck her face.
No, but here's the thing. But this is where I have
my man gonna be catching hell.
but Jack, right? This is where I have.
You're gonna see her with that Kobe ring. What Kobe get the one that was like $4 million? She could be like, oh yeah, Ruthless apologize.
but there's a point that I'm getting, Jack, right? And that's why I'm saying that now as I'm thinking about it, because see, you got to understand the type of women, right? That Rufus surround himself around. Remember, Rufus is a trick. So he's paying these girls off like dinners, 5-star restaurants, mega events and stuff, right? So even if he's grabbing the person's butt in front of her, which is portrayed as disrespect, Rufus will be able to pay her off to calm down anyway.
So let me help you out, M3. I like that little flight you threw in there. That's okay.
Yeah, that was a nice little jab.
Nice one, right?
Shout out to M3.
Right hook. I want to jab those right hook, right? All right, he got the little. He been lifting the puppet at 9. So yeah, so this is the thing, right? And this is what I come to. All this shit is happening to me as I get older. The realization of living in a delusion versus living in reality. And this is what we struggle with. Even the word trick, right? Back to that, I'm not going to be on that long. The trick is just a word to shame niggas because you ain't got to spend like them, right? Or maybe you just value your money more for yourself. You might be more selfish with it. Whatever, right? That's fine. You call me what you want, right? But at the end of the day, what are your results? Are you happily married 25 years with no problems? Or are you coming out of divorce and you're moving on to something and you're trying to rebuild your life? Are you right? Are you in a perfect relationship, in an ideal relationship where you're the leader? Are you getting everything that you want as a man? When you tell her, baby, go get the motherfucking car keys. Can you talk to her like that as a true leader? No, I'm telling you, you put it in. Honey, could you please, right? So we understand, right, that men are getting dog walks left and right because they are delusional about what women really are capable of and what they bring to the table. We always want to uplift them and put them on a high pedestal because when we're out here searching, our mentality is there's a good woman out here for me. Nigga, but this is why dudes getting dog walked left and right. They get divorced, they get cheated on, they get their money taken, they're getting everything, right? Not just the poor, the rich too. Women are not discriminating, nigga. Let's keep it real. They're not discriminating, right? So we understand that if you really want to get hurt in your delusion, that's fine. That's fine. Be you. 100 watts, talking about, bitch, tell the truth. He's walking, right? Sophisticated jerk, talking about, he can't even deal with a bad bitch. You got to get him an ugly bitch, right? And the M3, the house husband, right? He don't want to spend a motherfucking dime, right? Because he's a little, I guess, I would say he doesn't want to feel used, even though he's getting used for something. But he's delusional too. He doesn't think that the chicks who are high earners using him for his sexual prowess, right? But we're not going to talk about that, right? But the bottom line is we got cougar women out here. We got 304s out here. We got educated women who are judging niggas left right. Nigga, if you be with me, if you want to be with me, you need to either equal or better, nigga, or else. Now, I might give you some coochie because I'm itching, but nigga, you just part of my rotation. And this is the fact. The women are running the fucking dating market. They're running the fucking marriages. Just keep it 100. A married man is hopeless, right? He can't breathe too hard. That bitch will divorce him and take half. So we understand, right? That in this world we living in, a lot of this is self-inflicted wound on the man's part. Because we get too much. When we look at a woman, we see a lot of men look at women as virtuous. When she's pleasant, when she has great conversation, and when she plays this uniform role, right? Because maybe she wants something for you. But at the end of the day, women are takers, nigga, not givers. And last point. I dare any man say a woman took him out a date for 1 year, paid for everything, and then asked him for that money in return. I guarantee there's not a man alive that never had that happen to him.
Go ahead, 100.
Look here, big dog. Like I said before, hey fellas, you don't have to have money if you breaking backs. There's plenty of niggas out here going from couch to couch, not spending $1 because they breaking fucking backs. So that last point you just made, not valid at all.
I'm sorry, my bad, 100. We know they're homosexuals, right? And you don't really want to be too loud about that because niggas gonna call you broke, bitches gonna call you broke energy. That's just something that's not championed in the neighborhood, right? You can say you make it
ruthless. Hey fam, ruthless. You just went to China and came back, my man. Let your plane land, refuel.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you just admitted to be a homosexual.
Ruthless, I got you. I feel you. Just refuel real quick. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a helicopter. You on a cargo flight. Just give me a second, okay? Real quick. I got you. If me choosing to be with a woman and deciding not to look for problems and make me delusional, then I'll be that. I deal with women understanding that they're imperfect. She's gonna do some shit that's gonna piss me off. You know how I know? Because I know I'm gonna do some shit that's gonna piss her off. I already had that understanding. So because I have that understanding, I'm willing to be with my woman for who she is. Now, when she decides to violate one of the parameters or principles we have inside of our relationship that we've spoken about and agreed upon, that's on her. That don't make me delusional. That don't make me willing to accept the lie. That don't make me nothing. I came into this relationship with an understanding of what the rules are supposed to be. I followed the rules. She didn't. She fucked up, not me. You're not about to call me delusional because I was willing to accept her for the rules we set. She broke them. She got caught double dribbling. Now she got called for the foul. Now the ball is in my possession now. Now I get to choose what the fuck happens from here. If I choose to stay with her, that's my choice. But she's the one that violated. That don't make me delusional. And it when I listen to you, a lot of niggas are creating this narrative. It's starting to antenna into this narrative where any man that decides to be in a relationship is being delusional. Any man that decides to get married is being a simp. Any man that decides to commit to a woman is being a sucker. And that is bullshit. Because not everybody is out here trying to move in the way that you're talking about, Ruthless. Like every nigga's not trying to be outside entertaining a bunch of niggas, a bunch of bitches. Like some niggas just want to go to work and come home to the same woman. Like I don't feel like trying to deal with the emotions and the menstrual cycle of 6 different females. Like I'm just not. I am not.
Yeah, and I'm with 100 on that. I ain't got the bandwidth. Fuck that.
No,
like, shout out to y'all that want to do that, but I'm good.
I barely want to deal with the one that I got now. So to multiply that is fucking crazy. And then to also include the fact that I'm raising 3 girls, hell no. I don't know. No.
Well, I mean, of course, you're a soldier. You're not a king. It's understandable. But we do have to understand, right?
Hold on now. Nope. You're not gonna say that in fast forward. Explain what you just said.
Look at it. You got to pull a pistol out. I'm just joking. Well, don't shoot me. Don't shoot me through the screen.
But hold on. Let me ask y'all something about the video, though. So when the one lady was, because I was asking M3 that, when she was asking the question, well, she was doing a breakdown like, I had the one boyfriend, well, the one guy I was seeing, he was the attractive one. He wasn't smashing. Then I had the one guy that's in the room with her. He was the one that they was fuck buddies. The one guy I was walking the dog. Then the other guy, I just went over there after I had sex and cuddled with him.
That was 3 guys, right?
I think four altogether. Do y'all think all of them were smashing, or do you think she's telling the truth about the parameters with those guys?
I think she was telling the truth.
I think it's like 3 out of 4.
You think she was telling the truth 100?
Yes.
Damn. Okay.
I think she was telling the truth because there are plenty of dudes that'll be the, hey, can you bring me lunch? Like they'll be the bring me lunch while I'm at work friend for 2-3 years just to get the opportunity to smash one time and disappear. Like niggas will do that, like with no problem. And like Rufus is talking about like calling things tricking and shit like that. Like there's niggas that do not consider that tricking. Like, oh, that's just my friend. She just my friend. That ain't tricking. She just my friend. Yeah. They just waiting.
Here's the thing, right? She's telling the truth because the one thing women understand is at this point in 2025, their freedom is their power to manipulate and translate. And they're now moving in a way where they're moving like the men now, right? They're taking advantage of the men who are, at their expense, at their disposal, right? And they're saying, okay, well, you got some good deed. I'm going, you get done, your ass out, and I'm gonna get up, get dressed, have a good one. The other men, we're gonna have a long conversation with, because this is, to them, it sets them up for greater success. Because once again, right? It's hard to be Superman. It's hard to be Superwoman. This goes for both parties, right? I tell this to the females I deal with all the time. Look, I tell this to the female, hey, look, it's better that there's other girls because now you don't have to be Superwoman. You can just be, for the time you with me, you can just be what you are or what I like you for. I don't need you to be what the other girls are, right? And sometime in the beginning they buck a little bit, but then they start to see it. It's kind of, and I mean, they're coming aboard, but that's another conversation. But my point is, she's doing reverse effect of the woman's side, right? This is what they're doing because this is why the women are leaving the marriages and relationships because guys are not able to fulfill all the things, her expectations. So what she does, what is she doing? She goes get multiple guys, right, to give her the things she needs so she doesn't be a quitter. And she doesn't set the one guy up for failure.
Okay.
So one last question before we roll out.
Yeah.
Ruthless, are you saying to a certain degree men should just embrace this and be happy?
You ain't got no choice.
What about you, 100? You think men should embrace this, or should we just discard these chicks?
No, I think what women are doing is going to end up working in the reverse of what they think is going to happen, because what is going to end up happening is there's going to be like the idea of monogamous relationships is going to go out of the window because of the shit they doing. So now they have no choice but to accept the fact that you're dealing with a man that has multiple women. Like they did this to themselves.
Damn. What about you, M3?
Look, just take it from like the T app and a T for them type of app. Women play these type of games, and then when men try to step onto the plate, and they use that reverse Uno card. Eventually, right? And I don't call this manipulation. I call this more like leverage. So if you have willing participants, right, knowing and willfully knowing that, hey, I'm like maybe number 2 or number 3 or number 69, the 69 guy in the lineup, you know what I mean? Then you have the leverage to do whatever you wanted to do. But that could go for the same, for the reverse. Like if you're a guy and now you have like 4 or 5 chicks or whatever, and now you have the leverage to do whatever you want to do, that is what's going to happen.
So now instead of signing up for a lie, we could be transparent about it. And that was my last point. Hey, let me make this point. This is what my point I was making earlier.
In one more minute.
This is the point I was making earlier, M3. Mm-hmm. Because men, we're so traditional minded by nature, it makes us delusional that things are changing, right? We're trying to fight against the evolution of what's going to happen. And then not talking about you, Sylvia Jerk, because you're a married man, you're a made man. But for the young men that are coming up, they have to deal with the freedoms these women have. They have these is not negotiable. These women are not going back to the house, put no robes, and cook for you and be slaving for you. These women are no longer looking for leaders anymore, because they have access to resources. They have access to the politics of life. They are thriving. So now that they have this power, which they obtain through, over time, they're going to exercise this in their best interest. So this is why I'm saying we are so delusional to think that these women are not going to evolve into the thing we don't want them to be. Is asinine. This is going to happen. This is the software or the sprinkle movement. Right? All this is what women are doing, and we as men have no option in this because the power is given to them. They're going to be able to exercise it. Unless I
disagree with that. Before we exit out, I agree with 100. I think it's having a adverse effect because I think maybe when they're younger, they got a little bit more, I'll say, advantage. But I think once time goes on, freedom and stuff. But I think like a lot of them are complaining online. We done reviewed a lot of the clips where they're like, man, I can't find a good guy. I can't, man, where all the good guys at? Why ain't they coming to any of the functions? So I think the younger generation is adapting to the culture. Like, you know what, man, damn that shit. If they throwing out ass out here, I ain't gotta lock nothing down. I'm saving money too. Cause I was looking at one post on IG. It was like, whenever a guy gets in a relationship, his cost increased from like dating and stuff from like 6 to 12,000. So I think the younger generation is like, shit, I'll be in a rotation. I'm getting some ass now. I could just go to work, save my money and stuff and do minimal stuff. So I think it's having an adverse effect. I think the younger guys is catching on. They're like, shit, go on, y'all throw it out here. It's like, I'm gonna rake all that in.
Yeah. Very last thing. Another reason I think what she said is true is because y'all remember when old girl did that tape of one versus 100. Like imagine being the mindset of being guy number 97, 98, 99, and 100. Like these are the guys that would be willing to be her friend for 4 or 5 years and not have any sex and let her walk her dog and all that goofy shit. So I believe her.
guys, I gotta get ready to go, man. Like, but we'll
I'm
definitely
gonna go live, bro.
say to be continued on this one,
I'm gonna go
and
live.
we'll definitely put up on another video. So stay tuned, man, for like our other segments. Make sure you guys follow like Man of Sophistication. Follow 100 Watch channel like on Twitch, and then follow Rufus Truth on Twitch and on YouTube as well. And stick around, continue to follow and subscribe to Knowledge Relations on YouTube.
All right, y'all. Peace.
I'm going live if y'all want to pull up.
Oh, okay. I'll come through.
All right, for sure. All right, man. Peace.
Knowledge and relationships.